Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is from a different recording session from the last one, and I don't quite know who she is, considering I didn't get the splash screen. Although I think it's Suzuha. I think it's Amane, so, I guess I'll roll with that one anyway. It'll probably tell me when to start. Anyway, hey there guys, my name is Nick, so welcome back to Steins Gate 0. Oh boy, fucking last time, someone discovered the time machine, other than Faris and Suzuha chased them off, and then, Okabe got shot up, along with Maho and Leskinen, by some fucking nut job who said what they're doing is, like, I don't know, evil or some shit. And then there was that horrific, very visceral car crash scene, which I'm not gonna lie, I nearly made the video thumbnail until my friends convinced me not to. Because, you know, it's a bit too violent. Anyway. She felt dizzy. That's strange, Suzuha thought. She stopped moving. Since she was in the middle of the sidewalk, the other pedestrians looked irritated as they moved around her. She took a deep breath and waited for a moment, but she still felt dizzy. Actually, she was finding it difficult to stand. Was she hallucinating? Or was the whole world starting to get blurry? All the noise of the city around her suddenly felt very far away. It was like she was diving underwater. Was this the reading Steiner ability that Uncle Ocarina had talked about? Was she starting to acquire it too? And then she realized how warm she felt. The truth hit her. Am I sick? Oh god, is she starting to start with the fucking disease that's basically reading Steiner, but I don't know if it is or not, because I don't know. She somehow managed to stagger back to the lab. It seems she was worse off than she thought. If she could have, she would have fallen to her knees right there. During the war, and afterward, when she joined up with her dad's organization, she'd been badly hurt enough to go into a coma several times. Jesus Christ, girl. But this was the first time something like this had happened since the first time she became a time traveler. This is bad. She looked up at the second floor. The lights were on. Oh, thank God Daru's still awake. She felt honestly relieved to know her dad was there. She walked upstairs. The door was unlocked. She didn't have the energy to speak, so she tried to silently take off her shoes. And then she tripped. Ah! She fell forward. That hurt. Suzuha? Itaru was in the room. He saw her and ran over. You okay? Yeah. She rubbed her knee and tried to stand up, but staggered again and fell into Itaru's arms. What's wrong? Sorry. I'm feeling a little dizzy. You're not feeling well, Suzu? Are you alright? When she heard those voices, Suzuha finally realized that Yuki and Mayuri were also in the room. She'd let her guard down, and she realized. Yuki seemed unconcerned by Suzuha's obvious uneasiness. She walked over with a serious expression on her face. Suzuha, let me see your forehead. Yuki brushed her bangs aside and put her own forehead up against Suzuha's. Ah! Suzuha's heart started pounding. She had distant memories of her mother doing this before. You've got a terrible fever. What? Daru put his big hand up to Suzuha's cheek as well. Oh, you're right! Do you have a cold? I'm fine.
This'll get better.
Hey, don't push yourself. You need to go and lie down now, duh.
That's right. I know that. I'm just going to rest for a bit.
That sounds like her collapsing onto the sofa. Suzuha used the last of her energy to reach the sofa. She collapsed on top of it and closed her eyes. Calm down, she told herself.
Mayushi will bring a wet towel, okay? Ashida, where's Suzuha's change of clothes?
It's here. It's all inside this. Oh, of course I don't rummage it through it and go. You understand?
If you don't stop being stupid, I'll infect you with my cold virus, brother.
Suzuha kept her eyes shut and she complained.
I can just pick something out to change her into.
Thanks. I can't do it, obviously.
Yeah.
As she listened to the conversation going on around her, Suzuha felt a cold towel on her forehead.
How do you feel? Sorry, big sis Mayu. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna go buy some cold medicine. You guys to go take care of her.
Okay. Bye. Can you stand up, Suzuha? I at least want to get you changed before your brother gets back.
Fan service? Suzuha opened her eyes. Yeah, this is the derpy music. Cool. Yuki was standing over her and looking down.
No, I'm fine like this. This is how I've always done it.
In fact, before Suzuha became a time traveler, there were many times when she'd been unable to rest, even if she was sick. Many times she wasn't able to change clothes or even lie down. Compared to that, this was a lot nicer.
No way! The most important part of a cold is when you just start to get it. But no buts! Take your clothes off!
Yori ho. We're doing a lot more Yori, it appears this time. Even if it is mother-daughter, it's still a bit weird. Yuki was a little more forceful than usual as she tried to take Suzuha's clothes off. Suzuha jumped up, surprised.
Fine, I'll do it. I can do it myself. You're soaked with sweat. Do you have any dry towels? Yeah, here.
Yuki took the towel that Mayuri brought from the shower room and gently wiped the sweat off Suzuha's forehead and neck.
That tickles. Just stay still. You're not a kid. But...
Suzuha shook as she was rubbed with the towel. She wasn't used to being touched, and this was the first time since she was very young that anyone had done this to her.
That's enough. I'll do it myself. You don't need to worry about it. I'm not worried.
Suzuha grabbed the towel from Yuki. Trying her best to hide herself from the gaze of the other two, she took off her clothes and wiped away the sweat. Her face really felt hot. She didn't know if it was because of the fever or not, but she was finding it difficult to think straight.
Is this okay? Yeah, good job. Now change into this.
She grabbed the new pair of underwear and clothes from Yuki. Still trying to hide herself, she put them on. When she lay back down on the sofa, Yuki put a blanket over her.
Mayuri, you said this room doesn't have a washer, right? Yeah. It's always been such a problem. Mayushi will take these to the laundromat later, okay?
I forgot. Laundromats are a common thing in Japan. We just have a fucking clothes washer, so...
Huh? You don't have to do that. We've got to take care of each other at times like these. That's right, Suzu. Are you hungry? You think you can eat anything?
I feel like I've got the voices for these three down, and that's a good sign. Yuki's like Amane. Well, Amane. I guess I should call her Suzu now, considering they've both got Amane as their surname. Suzuha is like... Yuki's voice is basically like Suzuha's, but a little higher pitched. Somewhere between Suzuha and Mayuri. Because I don't know what else to do. Suzuha looked up at Yuki, and then Mayuri. I've been calling her Yori this past couple minutes, haven't I? And was about to mumble another refusal. But in the end, she gave up and pulled the blanket up to her nose. This was really hard.
I'm not that hungry. You need to eat something before you take the medicine. How about rice porridge? That's a good idea. Okay, I'll go make it right away. Lay down for a bit, okay? Yeah.
I'm back! Itaru came back from the drugstore a while later. Oh, I'm so tired. He was really out of breath. He must have gone running there and back. You're only exhausted because you never exercise, she thought to herself. But for some reason, the sight of her exhausted father made her happy, and she quickly shook her head.
Thanks, Daru. I'm about to make rice porridge. Once she has that, you can give her the medicine.
Okie dokie. Itaru walked over to Suzuha as he answered. How are you feeling?
Not so good.
I guess all that stress caught up with you. I've never actually seen you take a break.
This is really pathetic. Maybe I shouldn't stay here.
What?
I've been getting lazy. You're here, Dad, and Big Sis Mayu is here, and Big Sis Rumi. At some point, even Mom showed up. Because of that, sometimes I feel like I'm going to forget my mission. It starts to feel like this happy time is going to continue forever. And I found myself thinking that maybe there'll never be a war.
Wait a minute, we are 100% sure Yuki's not listening, right? Because that'd be a real bad way for her to find out.
And I started to fantasize about living like a normal girl.
And what's wrong with that? When Daru spoke, his face was actually serious for once, and he was looking straight into Suzuha's eyes. It was the face of the father she knew so well, the man who was always there for her. So you're going to leave this place? And where are you going to go?
Well, inside the time machine or something.
You know you can't stay in there, right?
But
you know I can't leave my daughter there, right?
Dad.
For a moment, Suzuha was about to cry. She squeezed the blanket as hard as she could to stop herself. And then... Whoops! I accidentally gave a serious response. Anyway, I like being around cute girls, and I look forward to going sniff sniff when you're not looking. I especially like girls who are all sick and sweaty. Oh god damn it, Daru. Damn, you were almost good there.
Stop it.
So you ought to get better soon if you don't want me panting over you.
Yeah.
Suzuha whispered back a response, then turned away from Itaru and pulled the blanket closer. Oh? Did my little speech solve your problem? Do I get bonus affection points?
If you keep being stupid, I'll make you regret it when I do get better.
You going to put on your boots and step on me or something like that?
I'm going to stick things under your fingernails.
Please don't. Anything but that. Sorry. She could smell the pleasant scent of Mayuri and Yuki's cooking from the kitchen. Really? Rice porridge smells good? I don't see it. Listen, Suzuha. Would you tell me what it is you're looking for every day? I might be able to help with it.
Later. I'll tell you once we're alone.
Oh, yeah. That's fine, but...
It's not something I can let Big Sis Mayu hear.
Huh? Yeah. There was no way she could tell Mayuri. What, that you lost her daughter? 3 days later. Did you just, like, move in or something? Suzuha was still sick. Yuki came over every day with Mayuri to check on her. Because of this, Suzuha was able to eat nutritious food, and her fever had gone down. Now all that was left was to gain her strength back. But still, Yuki kept telling her she needed to lie down. This meant that, for better or for worse, Suzuha spent her whole day on the sofa, half asleep. Somewhere in her half-awake mind, she heard a terribly off-key tune. She also heard the sound of falling water. It was probably coming from the shower room.
What song is this? Do you know, Mother?
Suzuha had heard it when she was very young. It's probably some anime thing, knowing Yuki. Her mother had been singing it just like she was now. But what exactly the song was about, she just couldn't remember.
I need to get up. I can't stay asleep forever.
But even when she tried to open her eyes, they just wouldn't move. Her body must have needed more rest. Maybe Yuki was right and she needed to lie down some more. She moaned and twisted slightly. When she did, the blanket fell to the floor. She didn't feel like she had the energy to pick it up. She could sense someone standing up from the desk where Itaru was always used the PC. Whoever they were, they came over and put the blanket back on.
I smell Big Sis Mayu.
You can tell them apart? Weirdly, Mayuri always smelled good, even when she wasn't using perfume. It was a slightly sweet smell, like a pale white flower. It was the scent that had held her all night, on that distant day in the future when she'd lost her mother. Suzuha pulled her legs inside the blanket and grabbed onto her knees, like a baby in the womb. Memories went in and out of her mind as she lay there, half asleep.
Do you think that Mommy got hurt? Do you think she suffered?
She suddenly remembered what Kagari had said to her after they travelled through time. "2036, the day when she'd left. At the last second, Mayuri had looked at Suzuha and... At the last second, Mayuri had locked Suzuha and Kagari inside the time machine and smiled. It was just like the gentle smile on Suzuha's mother's face when she died protecting her daughter. Suzuha? Did I wake you? No. I've been up for a while. Want something to eat? Yeah. After she said yes, Suzuha snapped back to reality. She was getting weaker. When she realized that, she forced her sick body off the sofa. Her head shook, and she had to stop herself from falling forward. But she grabbed the back of the sofa and managed to stand on her own 2 feet. You shouldn't get up so quickly like that. I'm fine now. Sorry to bother you, big sis Mayu. It's no bother at all, okay? Mayuri went to the kitchen and turned on the burner underneath one of the pots. The sounds and smells of bubbling stew filled the whole lab. Mayuri mixed it with a ladle and stopped every once in a while to taste it. She turned towards Suzuha and smiled. Oh, it's a big success! Did you make it? Yep. No, wrong voice. Yep. Mayushi's getting a lot better at cooking thanks to Yuki. Where's my dad? I mean my brother. He went to May Queen. He says he's got work after that. I see. Oh, you're thinking of going out tonight because Daru isn't here, aren't you? You can't do that. I'm fine. You're not fine. If you do that, I'll have Yuki get mad at you, okay? Huh? What's this about me? The curtain to the bathroom opened and Yuki came out. Her skin was just a little flush. Suzu won't lay down. Oh, you know better than that, Suzu. You need to stay down for at least another day. Got it? Yeah. Suzuha's answer was less than enthusiastic, but she gave in to Yuki's glare and sat back down at the sofa. Okay, now lie down. Fine. She pouted and slumped down on the sofa, then pulled the blanket on top of her. Suzuha was capable of talking back to Big Sis Mayuri, but she would never be able to back down to Yuki. What? I was thinking how you look so cute like that. What? If Daru saw you like that, you might be in trouble. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if you're really brother and sister. Don't be so creepy. Oh? Suzuha, are you blushing? I am not blushing! Really? Of course not. Why would I be... You're blushing right now! It's so cute! It's the cutest thing, really. Shut up. Suzuha couldn't say anything, so she just had to turn away. Okay, it's time for Mayushi to go to work. You're not going to have any stew? I'm going to stop back here after work. I'll have some then.
Okay, I'll make you a salad or something. Have dinner with us, okay? Thanks, Yuki. I look forward to it.
Mayuri told Suzu one more time that she needed to keep up lying down, and then left for May Queen Yan Squared. Yuki went to the kitchen and added a few seasonings to the stew Mayuri made, then turned off the burner.
Oh, right, Suzuha. You're covered in sweat, right? Want me to wipe you down before we eat? Huh? I told you it's fine.
Yuki wanted to do stuff like that every day, and each time Suzuha frantically refused.
Even if you can't take a shower, you need to at least keep yourself clean. I did it yesterday and the day before, so it's fine. It's not like going a week or two without doing it'll kill you. A week? You can't do that! Absolutely not!
Yuki hurried into the shower room.
Listen, I can do it myself. People who say that never end up doing it themselves. That's not... No!
Yuki came back with a bowl filled with hot water and a towel. She could be stubborn when she got this way. Suzuha had learned that well over the past 3 days. Yuki was just like the mother she remembered. She slowly and uneasily stood up, and then she took off her top, trying her best not to let Yuki see her skin.
We're both girls, so you don't need to be so embarrassed. I don't care, really. I'll at least wash your back, okay? It's fine, I'm not a kid. But I don't think you can do it yourself. I said it's fine!
Yuki seemed a little shocked, but she quickly handed over the hot, wet towel.
I'm sorry. Some people don't like being touched, right? No. I'm sorry for yelling. I'll leave the hot water on the table, okay? I'm gonna get dinner ready.
Yuki walked off, dejected. Once Suzuha saw that she was focused on finishing the cooking, she slid behind the curtains into the back part of the room. What, into the development room. She used the towel and wash bowl to wipe herself down. She couldn't let Yuki see her body. There were scars, both old and new, all over her, and burn marks that might never heal. To her, these wounds were like medals from the victorious battle she'd survived, and she didn't care who saw them. But she didn't want to let the mother who'd given birth to her, or rather would give birth to her, see them. Especially not the dozens of pale white marks around her breasts. Mom. She still remembered that nightmarish day. The bullets which had killed her mom had lost their power as they passed through her organs, but still managed to dig into Suzuha's skin. And when they did, they were covered in her mother's blood and flesh. The scars would probably never heal completely. To Suzuha, they were her mother's grave. She shook her head and tried to get the nightmare out of her mind. She took her bottoms off too, and then wiped herself clean all the way down to her toes. Then she put on a new pair of underwear. It was only after she finished putting on her newly clean clothes that she felt human again. When she came back, Yuki was putting bowls filled with stew and salad onto the table. Oh, this is awkward. Their eyes met, and an awkward silence filled the room.
It's ready.
Yuki broke the silence first.
Yeah. Thanks. How much do you want? No, it's okay. I can help myself.
Suzuha put just enough stew and salad onto... Suzuha put just enough stew and salad for her meal onto her own plate, and then made a plate for Yuki as well.
Oh, thanks. No, I'm sorry to make you do all the cooking. I told you, we gotta look out for each other when we're... Told you, we gotta look out for each other when we're sick. Once you're done eating, make sure to take your medicine. Okay.
The two sat on the sofa and filled their mouths with stew and salad. Is that a normal side dish to have with stew? I've never associated stew with salad, but I don't know. The stew had a mild, gentle flavor. It felt like something Mayuri would make.
Mayuri's gotten a lot better, hasn't she? She just didn't take something out of a can and warm it up, you know?
Also, like, this image, this is like so wholesome. I love it. I just do. It just warms the thing in my chest where they just mildly died after Suzuha was talking about, yeah, these bullet wounds have her mom's flesh in them. It's emotional whiplash, it really is.
I'm pretty impressed. Did you want to try making it too? I can teach you. Me? I'll pass, I'm not the type. I don't think that's true. Well, maybe someday. People who always say someday never end up doing it, you know? You said something similar a minute ago. Did I? Yeah.
And then the conversation ceased for a time. Suzuha slurped down her stew. She had terrible manners. And tried to come up with something to talk about. This time it was Suzuha's turn to break the silence. And after what she just remembered, she couldn't bear to be silent around Yuki.
That song you were singing. What is it? Song? You know, when you were taking a shower. Huh? I was singing? Wow, that's so embarrassing. I'm a terrible singer, but I love to sing, so I hum sometimes. I don't know if it matters whether you're good or not. I just can't remember what that song is. Neither can I, actually. Huh? I just remember the parts that were really memorable. I think it's from an educational show that was on when I was a kid or something. Sorry, but I can't help you. Suzuha, when did you hear that song? When I was a kid, I think. My mom used to sing it all the time for me. Your mom seems like a really nice person.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
The conversation flowed so naturally that she didn't think about how she responded.
Huh?
A second later, she realized what she'd said, and then she stared at her mother.
Huh? Is something wrong? My mom? What do you mean? What do I mean? I saw her 2 days ago. Huh? I said she came here 2 days ago. That's impossible! Huh? Is there some reason your mom wouldn't come? Well, I mean...
There was no way that she could say her mother was right in front of her. Confused, she fell silent. Yuki, for her part, must have come to some conclusion about the reason for Suzuha's reaction. She started to stammer and fidget. Yuki's on about Daru's mum. I'm pretty sure is what she's on about, because she still thinks Suzuha is Daru's sister. Suzuha's just confused.
I'm sorry. Huh? I didn't know. Did something happen between you and your mom? No. You get in a fight and run away from home or something? That's not it. It was weird thinking back. Your mom just brought Hashida some food and a change of clothes, but didn't say anything to you. She brought my brother food? And clothes? Yes.
Suzuha thought as hard as she could and finally reached an answer.
Ah, so that's it.
Yuki was talking about Itaru Hashida's mother. In other words, Suzuha's grandmother, who she'd never seen except in pictures. But since she told Yuki that she was Itaru's brother, it was only natural that she'd make the wrong assumption.
Is something wrong? No, it's nothing.
If Itaru had said even a word to her about it, this wouldn't have happened. No, stupid. She'd have to give him a lecture later. While Suzuha was thinking about talking to her dad was going to... While Suzuha was thinking about the talking to her dad was going to get, Yuki had already started to sympathize with her imagined plight.
Suzuha, you can talk to me at any time. You can talk about whatever you want.
Oh my god, Yuki's precious. And I hate the fact that I know that Suzuha she gets, like, ripped to pieces. For some reason, her eyes were starting to well up.
Oh, thank you.
Suzuha didn't know how to react to this, but she felt a little embarrassed.
Mom really is a nice person.
Just like she told Itaru, this place was too comfortable. She was starting to imagine that this life would continue forever. But sending this brief, happy time beyond the horizon of the world line was supposed to be Suzuha's mission. If she didn't, this world would be destroyed. Oh god, I'm at May Queen. Oh.
Welcome back, Meowster.
As I walked into the maid cafe, Maid Queen Yan squared, the cat-eared maids working there greeted me cheerfully. It was a weekday evening, so there were more open seats than usual.
Welcome back, Yamino Karin.
Oh, is Mayuri here today?
Mayushi will be here soon. About 30 minutes.
I see. Mayuri had been working here for a while now. Her maiden name, yeah, I was like, I feel like I misread that. No, it is her maiden name. Something in my brain went her maiden name. She's not married. Her maiden name was Mayushi Nyanyam. When she was a maid, she wore a long blonde wig and cat ears, and looked very different from her usual self. Daru called me. Is he here yet?
Yep, he's at his usual spot.
I looked toward the back corner and saw a silhouette sitting next to the window with the sun at its back. Oh, and I've got someone with me today. They've never been to a maid cafe before. Can you keep them company until Daru and I finish? Don't tell me you brought fucking Maho here!
Yeah? Who could that be, yeah?
Hey! Oh god, he did bring... Here, Joe, over here. I called out to Maho. She was fidgeting outside the store, apparently unwilling to come in.
Yeah? Okarin's with a cute girl, yeah?
Wait, is that really that surprising?
from her height, she's either in elementary school or middle school?
She is not.
I can't believe it! You've already got Faris, but instead you went and found a new lover! A new lolly lover, yeah!
I deliberately wanted to move my microphone back because I've been peeking it recently. Doesn't matter. Faris is here. Let's fucking pick the mic all we want. I did not. She's from an American university and she's here for research. Why is it when I've gone to the maid cafe, my cat wants fussing? What the fuck is this? Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that, Luna. You want up on my knee or not? She doesn't.
My only choice is to denounce you at the round table, yeah?
Listen to me.
What are you talking about?
Maho had finally made it inside, and she was staring at me and Faris with suspicious eyes. I'd gone with Maho to the police to talk about the attack. And after that, we both realized we hadn't eaten, so I brought her here. Faris stood up to her full height, gave a cute little bow, and then did one of her cat-like poses.
Welcome back, Meowstress!
Huh?
At this cafe, we don't say welcome. We say welcome back, Nya! Oh, so that's it. I'm Faris Nyan Nyan Nyan! What's your name, mistress? Maho Hiyasho. Hiyasho. So you're from Okinawa, Nya? Oh, I'm amazed you knew that. People always ask me either to repeat it or I just get it wrong. If you knew I was from Okinawa... Of course, Nya! 3 lives ago, I was the spirit guardian at the land of Paipatroma, which lies beyond the horizon of the Ryukyu Kingdom, Nya! Huh? That's right. The voices of the spirits were brought to the people of the Noro, and we made the kingdom prosper, Nya! But the raging sea gods invaded Paipatroma, and at last we...
I have too much fun as Faris. I miss being Chuny, I'm not gonna lie. Madam, what? Stop rubbing yourself against my leg. Do you want on my knee or not?
I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
Oh, it's a special dialect spoken exclusively by the people of Akihabara.
Is that right?
Yeah. Think about it too much and your head will explode.
It already feels like it's about to explode.
Anyway, just wait a minute. I need to talk to my friend over there.
Hmm?
I pointed to Daru, and when she saw him by the window, her eyes narrowed. Is something wrong?
He's a pretty big guy.
I'll introduce you later. Tell him to lose some weight.
Okay, Mahonyan! I'll take you to your seat!
Another maid just finished cleaning a table.
Mahonyan? Isn't it cute, Nya? I'd prefer something more normal. This is normal, Nya! Now come this way, Mahonyan!
Oh, Maho is clearly out of her depth, and I love it. Maho remained dead silent as she was led to a seat near where Daru was sitting. I headed to Daru's table too. And I sat across from him and ordered some coffee from the nearby maid. I'm disappointed in you, Okarin! Normies must explode! Don't say the same thing as Faris. It's not like that. What do you mean it's not like that? She's a legal lolly! And not only is she really cute, I just love how she seems so unrefined! Okarin, you jerk! What the fuck is a Nofu? Oh, that's what a nufu is. Don't tell her that. She's scary when she's mad. I glanced over at Maho, who was staring at the menu and trying her best to keep up with Faris. I'm so sorry, Maho. I told you about her over the phone, right? She was with me when I was attacked. She's Dr. Leskinen's assistant. That stuff doesn't matter. The issue here is that you gotta go around with cute girls and I don't! You literally hang around with Suzuha, Mayuri, Yuki, and sometimes Faris. You have a good choice, Daru! Then go do it. Go on a date or something. Was that sarcasm? Wow, you really are a jerk, Okarin. It wasn't. Why not ask out Yuki? Wait. You telling me you haven't even approached her yet? It's fine. I plan to become a wizard. Sure. Hey, that's not such a good idea. Suzuha will never be born. I don't have a good comeback for that one. You like Yuki, right? Sure, she's pretty, and her thighs and the curve on her neck make me pant. Wait, the curve of her neck? I've never looked at a girl's neck before and been like, yes, that's what does it for me. Stop it, pervert. I'm not a pervert. I'm a perverted gentleman! I don't care what you are. I'm talking about romance here. Daru leaned over the table and sipped his iced tea through a straw. I don't really understand that stuff. Jeez, what are you, a little kid? Is this today's you don't get to talk thread? We stared at one another. He was right. When it came to romance, I didn't really have the right to talk either. Well, whatever. This isn't what I wanted to talk to you about. True. Get to it. Yeah. You see, there are two things I wanted to discuss. Here, Daru stopped and casually looked around. There weren't many people in the cafe, and thanks to Faris, there was no one sitting near us. As long as we didn't yell, there was no risk of being overheard. I realized that the old me habits were coming back. Was it because I'd just gone through something out of a Hollywood movie? First, I want you to keep this a secret from Mayuri, but I'm looking for someone. A secret from Mayuri? That's right. Why? Oh, well, you know. He seemed reluctant to speak. You've known her since you were a kid, right? Does she have any friends named Kagari? Kagari? Why do I feel like that name's familiar to me? Like, I feel like it actually might be one of Mayuri's friends and I can't remember. Other than, like, it's familiar, obviously, because it's fucking Mayuri's daughter that came back with Suzuha in the time machine. Of course, I didn't know every single one of her friends, but I never heard that name. No, not as far as I know. And forget the name. Were there any girls that she was especially close to? Well, let me see. There was a group of kids she used to play with in elementary school. I told Daru their names. Of course, he knew all her friends since high school. She was especially close to Fubuki and Kaide from her cosplay group, as well as Faris and the other maids from May Queen Yan Yan. There was also Luca, even though he wasn't a girl. That's all I can tell you. I don't know much more than you do. I'm sorry. No, that's plenty. Thanks. Daru took out his smartphone and wrote down the names of the girls I'd given him. Why don't you ask Mayuri yourself? Well, there's some stuff going on.
というか誰なんだ
And who is this Kagari anyway? Why are you looking for her? Daru was unconsciously tapping the table. He seemed to be deciding how best to explain it. Actually, it's not me who's looking for her. It's Suzuha.
鈴葉が
Suzuha?
なんで彼女が
Why would she be looking for a friend of Mayori's? No, wait. If Suzuha was involved,
それはつまり
that means Mayori's future is
未来に
involved.
関係あるってこと
Is
か
that why she can't tell Mayori?
だから
Yeah.
その子の名前
Her name is Kagari Shina.
カガリって言うんだと。
シーナ
Shina? Yep.
マユリの親戚か
A
な
relative of Mayori's or something?
そうじゃない。
No.
いや、
No,
そうじゃ
well,
ないことも
maybe?
マユシの
She's Mayushi's
娘なん
daughter.
だってさ。
Oh. He said it so naturally that I almost missed it. I see. Her daughter, huh? Her daughter. What does daughter mean again? Daughter. 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 Mayori's daughter.
マユリの娘
Mayori's daughter! Shh.
声がでかいっつうの。
You're too loud. I swallowed my words as best as I could. Is that true? Yeah, but not her real daughter, I guess.
子供じゃないらしい。
She was a war orphan that Mayushi
だ
adopted.
ったのを養子にしたとかなんとか。
A war orphan? I couldn't even imagine what a chain of events in the future would bring that about. But it sounded a lot like something that Mayuri would do. Even in the worst world line, Mayuri would still know the joy of having a child. Maybe it was wrong, but that still made me feel a little better. But at the same time, I felt a little worried about whether she could actually raise a kid.
でも
Isn't that weird? Why would Mayuri's daughter be here in this time?
マユリの娘が
鈴葉と一緒に
She escaped from 2036 along with Suzuha, it looks like.
みたいなんだよ。
She definitely didn't come out of the time machine in 2010, so I'm assuming Suzuha lost her in either, like, 2000 or 1975.
なんだ
She did go to 2000, I think, on this world line. What?
ところがさ、
But she stopped in Akihabara in 1998 for a mission and they got separated. Okay, it was close. I know it was around the Y2K thing because of the whole, it's a big divergence point. Suzuha searched as hard as she could, but never found her.
それで
And so she left her in 1998? She was 9 in 1998. And this is set in 2010, so... Yeah. Early to mid... No. Like, very early 20s. Now that I think about it, around Maho's age. I hope those two aren't related. I guess someone almost found the time machine while she was searching. She had to jump and leave Kagari behind. Afterwards, she kept trying to jump forward a few months. And a few months at the time and look for her, but when she got to the year 2000, she'd started to run out of fuel.
で
And so she jumped to 2010 to fulfill her mission.
一気に2010年まで
I finished his sentence and Daru nodded. But even after coming here, she's still looking. So, you think you could ask Miss Mayu without letting her know what's up?
俺が
Me? Whether someone around her age came to see her about 10 years ago, or something like that.
あ
Oh, yeah,
分かった
sure, I'll
聞い
ask.
てみるよ
If I could find her, I wanted to. Adopted or not, she was the future Mayori's daughter. And I felt a little guilty about things with Suzuha. I wanted to help if I could. Just then the maid brought my coffee. As I drank it, I looked over to Maho's seat. Varys had barely left her alone for an instant.
それじゃあ Alright, I'll put my magic spell on your pancakes to make them taste even better, nya! Magic? Say it with me, Mahonyan! The world is in danger, nya! It's a conspiracy, nya! Can I just eat my pancakes normally? This is normal here, nya! Now enjoy your pancakes, nya! Thanks. Mahonyan! It's dripping! The honey's dripping! What? Ah, jeez, you're like a little baby. A baby?
They look like they were having a good time. Do they? Maho just looks incredibly confused and concerned. I turned back to Daru.
一つ目の話は分かった。
So that's the first one.
二つ目
What's the second?
これ
Yeah.
オカリンに聞いていいもんかも
I don't know if I should ask you this, but...
なんだ
Oh,
水草
come on, man.
やっぱやめた方がいい
Maybe I really shouldn't. He just mumbled to himself and didn't say anything. It was rare for Daru to hesitate like this.
言ってみろよ
Come on, out with
答え
it.
たくないと思ったら
If you don't want to answer, I just won't.
じゃあ
Okay. Then... His hand went for his smartphone. Huh? Huh? Ryan? What is it, Daru? This is about my secret job, so let's use this.
秘密のバイトというと
So this secret job of yours. Shh. Daru cut me off and pointed at my phone. I guess he wanted me to use it. Was this something even more secret than what we were just talking about? Secret job? You mean you're hacking? Yeah, basically. It's not all illegal stuff, though. I make online systems for manufacturers and banks, build and admin servers, boring shit like that. Oh, and I do virus analysis and make security software. There's data recovery. Oh, and I make new encryption tech, too. Seriously? So, like a system engineer? Nothing formal like that. But we've got a bit of a reputation. Our group gets jobs from all over the world. I call myself Dash. What's that short for? It's like Daru... something Hashida. I can't tell you. Why? I just can't. I don't think I can help you with that. You were close to Makase Kurisu, right? Huh? What do you mean? I want some help with her. I've hit a dead end with this job I'm doing. A job you're doing? What do you mean?
ごめんやっぱやめとく
Sorry, never mind. Daru said that to me directly and was about to put away his phone.
待て待て
Wait!
ここでやめられたら
If you stop here, I'm gonna be so busy thinking about it, I won't be able to sleep at night.
でも
But
あんまり気を使うなよ
don't worry about me, man.
その方が
That just makes it worse.
分かったお
Fine. He whispered and sent me another message on Rhine. Someone brought in a laptop and a portable hard drive to us a while back. Both of them had a really full disk encryption on them. Can't be booted without a password. Of course, you can't take the hard drive out and connect it to another PC either. The client hit up a bunch of places with no luck and finally came to us. Is the encryption that strong? I've heard that even full disk encryption can be broken by a pro. Not happening with this one. You know why? We were the ones who made it, baby! Huh? You guys made it? Then you can't deal with it yourself? I'm a believer that encryption needs to be a poison without an antidote or there's no point. So, you don't know how to break the code? Even though you made it? Exactly. If we can't break it, then other hackers who are just as good as us can break it too, right? And that's no good. Duh. I see. And don't call me a super hacker! I didn't. But what's this got to do with Kurisu? The laptop and hard drive belong to Makase Kurisu. What? So, Kurisu's belongings? I wanted to ask Daru directly, but I stopped myself. Something seemed weird about the client, so I hit up the PC manufacturer's usual registration database. How I did that's a secret, BTW. And I found it was registered under her name. Same address too. It's definitely her. Who brought you the computer? Why would they have Kurisu's computer? Sorry, rules say I can't tell you that. Were they Russian? Huh? No. Why Russia? Nakabachi? No, if it's not, then it's fine. So, what do you want me to do? I want a hint, man. You know any words that Kurisu might use for her password? Amadeus. I can't brute force the password, so I have to do it the hard way. I've tried her birthday, graduation dates, all kinds of stuff. Address and phone too. Not that I can imagine her picking them for a password. Also, any commonly word used in brain science or frequency used in her papers. I've got. Is that all? I've got all that data. Now I'm trying stuff from her private life. It felt like the grave of someone I cared about was being violated. What kind of words did I associate with Kurisu's private life anyway? Kurigohan and Kamehameha? My fork? I forgot about that one. Or maybe something to do with her dad. I tried to remember more about Kurisu, but when I did, I started to think about her last moments. I quickly shut down that train of thought. Sorry. Can you give me a little time? I can't come up with anything that quickly. Yeah, Roger. Just tell me if you remember something. And I'm not forcing you. If you remember and don't want to tell me, that's fine. Yeah. I sigh and gulp down my cold coffee.